Hi guys, and good evening, and welcome to another stream. We're here at Spa for round 7 of ISRL Season 11. We're getting on. We got a guest racer tonight, Mr. C, who's just showing us all how to drift the car, as he always does. Just wait for the last couple to get in. Let me just check. No hippie at the moment. Hopefully he'll join us before we get to qualifying. So if we just have a look at our grid. Yeah, PB in his Jag, Paulie in his Scooby, Craydon in his Sideways Viper, Screechy in his Aston, Gad in the Pancake, Mew in his Trophy, Ryder in the Feather, Nick in the NSX, and he drifts everything. Dragon Lady, and good evening. And there's our pro Foxy coming out to the pits. So there we go. Hansen might not be racing because he's not feeling the great. I believe it's all the head turning as he turns around corners. He's done his neck and head in. And save round 7, all to play for. And there's Hippie. And we'll just change over to stock check. Oh, how easily could it be for me to get the wrong one on? The lobby to load up for stock check. We have Gad 18 points clear at the top of the stock check table, with Nick in second, Paulie in third, Mew in fourth, Screechy there in 5th place, and sorry, just reading messages. So just stop check in 3 minutes. Foxy! Mew! Better get me Foxy voice out for tonight in the Mew! Well, that was lucky, I nearly joined in then. Whole gaggle of cars there. I think I've put qualifying for 7 minutes for our main race, which is 15 laps. And if you all remember for last season, this was the track where the pits came into their bizarre own with the 3-hour drive into the pits. And I've already scared somebody away. I have these skills, you see. Hello, Budge. What are you doing here? Oh, you got no Hansa stream tonight, have you? There is the Foxy stream. Is there a possibility of a Mr. C stream? There might, you know. Not at the moment. So we have Wrighton in that checkerboard optical illusion car, Nick in his silver dream machine of the NSX, Craydon in the vet, not going sideways now, Paulie and his Scooby. Mew in the trophy. Screechy in the Aston. Manages to hold it. Foxy. Must remember for stop chip. Let's wait, see if Hippie's gonna do stop check or not. Surprising he's usually in by now. And he is. Let's get it on. Where is? Seems strange to cut into the race and not seeing Hansa doing spinnies. It's just not right. One lap, no holes barred, free for all. Oof, Hippie gone with a 4C. Now we can't tell because it says we've already got 5 red lights. Foxy a bit slow off the line. PB punt position number 1 goes wide to avoid all Screechy attacks the wall. PB goes very wide. Riding fighting for the lead, but PB's kept it on track. And he got a bloke on the side of the street. Up through her rouge they go. PB connected to that bumper for a bit. PB kills Mew and kills himself more. Now Nick's lined up on Brighton. Paulie looking to get the inside. It does. And they all take the shortcut. But don't make the next corner. Except for Paulie and Brighton. Clear away. Paulie leading it out. A nice parabolic turn. Brighton a little bit ragged, but Paulie on rails by the look of it. Brighton's trying to push Paulie, but Paulie's having none of it. Doing everything he possibly can. And instead of getting Paulie off track, sent him wide. Screech going for the barrier collisions, still going for them. And Gad's getting involved with this battle at the front. Side by side, and Paulie's back in front of Brighton. To the last couple of sections, Mew having a... Oh, and Crane had been spun out. I believe that was by Foxy. Hippie in 8th place. Brighton's managed to squeeze his way into first, but Nick's getting back involved in this. It's a drag race now. Paulie going for the inside of Brighton. Brighton trying to shut the door, but Paulie went, no, I'm having that spot. All take nice and wide. Now Screechy's coming back into it. Screechy causing a bit of carnage. Gives Paulie a bit of a push. Oh, and they all get reset. Oh, every single one of them. Apart from Gad and Foxy. And Foxy, with the resets, takes the win. So Foxy across the line first. With Gad in second. Nick in third. Screechy got the 4th. Paulie in 5th. So Foxy with the win. He even got his Fanatec sponsor on his jersey. So if we have a quick look at the results. Foxy with the win. Gad in second, Nick in third, Screechy in fourth, Paulie in fifth, Hippie in sixth, Wrighton in seventh, Mew in eighth, Craden in ninth, and PB in 10th. So well done to Foxy there. Now let's swap over onto our main race settings. I wonder what I've got wrong in the settings this week. Well, I remembered how to use the keyboard correctly that time. In 2 minutes. So for our Gr4 race, I believe it's 7 minutes I've got qualifying set for, but we got 15 laps around Spa. Time of day is 4:45 in the afternoon. Tyres for tonight's race, mediums and hards. Tyre wear's on time 6, fuel is on time 6, and starting fuel is at 80%. As I say, hands up couldn't make tonight, he was not feeling the greatest. Craig has joined us for the last 2 races of the season, but apart from that, the field is as always. And with our Gr4, we got PB leading it in first, with Gad in second, Timmy in third, Nick in 4, Screechy in 5th, Paulie in 6th, Hippie in 7th, Foxy in 8th, Hansa in 9th, Mew in 10th, and right in there in 11th place. So still all to play for as we head into the last 2 rounds. They may be able to get, just check that everyone's on grid, and we'll get qualifying underway. Yeah, 7 minutes. I think it should be enough, because we're all going out in one group. I say we, not me. Much happier in the comfort of my sofa without the steering wheel in front of me. And he looks like Foxy. Stole the brake on everybody, right in there in second. PB coming out third, Nick coming out 4. And Foxy jumped back into the pits for some reason. And there's out again, so Wrighton's leading us out. PB the next on the grid. Nick third, Paulie in 4th. Screechy and Gad. Crowd there in 7th. Hiya Hippie, have a good race. In fact, everyone have a good race. Once you get qualifying out of the way, the Mew's doing his customary smoky qualifying. Hippie just having a chill. I should really get, so I can get pronounced for the corners extremely bad. Not the best line by Wrighton. That's a Herbie line if I've ever seen one. Just going through the double gauche. Yes, what I'm going to call the complex. Too many corners to remember. So they come bombing down towards Blanchemont. And the corner that cannot be called bus stop anymore. So we're going to have PB out into his flying lap first. Right. Right, and possibly a little bit too close to for the start his qualifying. Just coming through, there's Paulie. Gad just getting a bit of a gap, and then we got to have a gaggle of Foxy, Screechy, Creedon, and Foxy back into the pits. So PB making full use of the curbs and that. Did think it might have been a bit too much of the curbs. Let's come down the Kemmel into Les Coombs, Malmedy, and then down to Brussels. It looks like Foxy's doing the Mew approach. Yes, come through Brussels, then Nick just going through there, Paulie now just entering Brussels, Gad, Pancake going along nicely, Screechy there, Craden, Foxy is back out. Will he get round in time? Hippie cruising for a bruising, not really. And it's the last bit of the complex for PB. Right in there in second place. Paulie there in fourth. Not really in fourth, but you know what I mean. So Foxy should be able to get to the start finish in time for the time limit. Hippie thraping the shit out of the little 4C. PB now coming up to the chicane. And across the line from 220, 231. Right, comes across the line with 233. Then just come out of the chicane up to the line with 231 for pole position. And then Paulie across the line with 231.567, good enough for second. And then Gad across the line 235.38 to take pole. Screechy comes across the line with a 232.48. No, 236.696. Cracking time by Screechy there. Cradham there with his sixth best time with 232. So Wrighton stayed out. Hippies across the line. And I've lost Foxy. Just coming up to the lines, he's going to manage it. Across the line he goes. So at the moment we have Gad on pole. Chilling now in the pits. Screechy staying out. Does he think he can improve? He's got a cracking time. No, he's into the pits. Nick, third best time with Paulie there in fourth. Very close to Nick's time there. Could he be trying to get another one? PB obviously had to burn that penalty. Probably cost him. He's definitely trying to get in a quicker line in. right in there with a 233. Got a lot of work to do. Foxy there. Just gone through Malmedy. Hippie going through Brussels. Gad and Screechy into the pits. Nick carrying on. PB. Just come out of the complex. Heading down to Blanchemont. And now onto the chicane. Let's see if he's improved. Nicely through the chicane, right, goes deep. And here he comes up to the line. It's going to be a good time here. A 2:29.791, best for pole. By PB there. PB comes in and sneaks pole. But we'll have to see what our pro can do. Setting the fastest Paulie there with a 2:31. Which has got him in front of Nick, so he's up into 4th. And now we have Hippie. Coming up to the chicane. What kind of time is he going to get? Throws it through the chicane. And this could be a very good time. 2:38.43. Only good enough for 4th. And I've lost Foxy. Where is he? Foxy comes at 2:29.317. Foxy comes along and takes pole position. Good drive by Foxy. He's going for the clean sweep tonight by the look of it. Screechy just having a cruise round. So qualifying's completed and Foxy's there. Pole position. But a pretty good time for Hippie in that 4C. Obviously the technical sections, he's absolutely thrown that car to pieces. PB. Looks like he's getting a good old battle from Foxy for the last couple of rounds. Gad there in 3rd. Screechy, respectable 4th place. Hippie in 5th. Paulie in 6th. Nick in 7th. Craden in 8th. Wrighton in 9th. And Mew out on track in 10th place. So we just wait for the time to run down. So congratulations to Foxy on 2nd pole. PB 1:29.791. And Foxy comes along with a 1:29.317. Absolutely killed it. PB in 2nd, Gad in 3rd, Scoochie there in 4th, Hippie in 5th, Paulie in 6th, Nick in 7th. So here we go. I'm in 15 laps around this very arduous track. Tyres are times 6, fuel is times 6, starting fuel of 80%. Snuck it at the last minute, Matt, and away we go. Paulie making the jump on everyone, Mew just leaving him to it. Paulie's already up into 4th place. Round the hairpin. Foxy's got that inside. Paulie up to 3rd. Gad there dropping back into 4th. Scoochie back into 5th. Hippie's still in 6th place. But PB's done the push through Eau Rouge on Foxy. Paulie's holding firm to 3rd. Screech's got 4th place back, so he's got in front of Gad. So PB's on the mediums, Foxy's on the hard, Paulie's on the medium, Screechy's going mediums, Gad's on the hards, Wrighton hards, Nick and Wrighton have training places, and they've just killed Hippie with the speed. Hippie going with the mediums, Clayton's on the mediums, Mew on the hards, PB's just pulling away. I think because Foxy's having to watch it because Paulie's giving him a right old struggle. Screechy holding the hole. Gad pushing to the razor edge, which has allowed Wrighton through into 5th. So at the moment, Wrighton and Paulie, biggest winners from our start. First lap as we enter into the complex. Gad's just not going well for him. Paulie certainly getting the drive on Foxy, keeping him honest. It is allowing PB to just pull away. Paulie has a look, going around the long way around Blanchemont, and does. I think Foxy is doing a bit of fuel saving. Right, and really trying piling the pressure on Screechy, and the Hippie's making the moves back up on. Through the chicane they go. Paulie. PB leads it out with Paulie in 2nd, Foxy in 3rd, Screechy in 4th, Wrighton in 5th. Go through the room, Gad there in 6th, Nick in 7th, Hippie in 8th, Creighton in 9th, Mew in 10th. Everyone safely round there. Start lap 2. Screechy's managed to get a bit of a gap between him and Wrighton. PB's just pulling away. In fact, Paulie, I do think Fox is doing a bit of fuel saving there. Gad, gotta be careful because Nick and Hippie ready to pounce to Malmedy. PB just Screechy keeping right behind him. Paulie just managed to break the slipstream effect now. Foxy puts a spurt just to try and cling onto that slip. Head down to Brussels. Sorry, they've just been around Brussels into the complex. Foxy closing up slightly. Screechy. A little bit of sideways. So they're right to get a bit of a pull on him, but not close enough. And to the first set of corners in the complex. Right, and Screechy hogging that line there. But right and firmly, right and a little bit wide. Screechy just hitting his apexes. Hippie's made the move. Can we see what happened to Nick? So Hippie made his move on Nick. So Hippie now in 7th place. Foxy's just falling back. Screechy. I believe there may have been a little bit of contact there. But Wrighton hasn't made a move on it. And now if you look, Hippie's closed right up on Gad. So heading through La Source. Hippie's got to keep in that slipstream, otherwise he's dead. Paulie not allowing PB to get too far away. Foxy got a nice gap before he get back to Screechy and Wrighton. He's down the Camel. Hippie. Coming under pressure from Nick. Heading to Malmedy. Nick's made the move and Hippie, so Nick's back into 7th. Paulie there in 2nd. Foxy in 3rd. Screechy in right, and nothing separating these two. It's a repeat of a couple of seasons ago when he was at Maggiore. Or Maggiore. Right there in 5th place. Gad in 6th. Nick in 7th. Hippie in 8th. Craden there in 9th place. With Mew not too far behind him in 10th. It's this battle for 4th. Nothing separating these two. Doesn't seem as though anyone's going off at the moment either. Paulie not closing up on PB. Foxy cruising along, but with these two fighting, allowing Foxy to get that gap a little bit bigger. Get to the final corners of the complex. And out they go. Right, and very close now. Screech's got that Aston. Should just have the pull to Nosto. Just driving his lines. He's doing really well on. I thought he was on the medium, so I apologise. Getting all my eyesight's getting worse. So they come up to start lap 4 with PB winning it. And in fact, Paulie, he's closing up on him for a brief second. Foxy's dropping further back, screeching right, and nothing separating them. With Gad there in 6th, Nick in 7th, Hippie in 8th, Craden in 9th. I wonder if Hippie might be looking to do a no-stopper. When he gets to the straight, PB just pulls it out a little bit further, and Paulie. Foxy cruising along in 3rd. Screechy in 4th. Ryan just doesn't seem to be able to find a way as they head into Malmedy. Both of them on the hard tyres. Ryan might be able to snip him in the pits when they finally do. Because he's saving a bit of a fuel being in that slipstream through Brussels. Nothing separating them. Ryan swings wide. Maybe he is driving really well on them. Ryan's getting a little bit ragged. Going for a different line through this corner. Just allowed Screech to open up a little bit of a gap. As they're firmly in the complex now. Round he goes. Hippie's managed to get his nose in front of Nick again. Can we see where that happened? He's going through the complex. Using the superior corner in that 4 seat just to get the drive. Nice move there by Hippie. It's PB leading it out now with a 3-second gap over Paulie in 2nd. He's got 4-second gap over him and Foxy. Foxy there. 3.5 seconds. Brighton looking as they head through Blanchemont. Brighton's gone very wide there. Be interested to see if that picks him up a penalty as they head into the chicane. And he did. Not a massive one, but there's no way he can continue racing and hold on to that. Which now will give Screech some breathing space. Got there in 6th. Nick's outsped Hippie. I think it's going to be close to this race. As they're through La Source. Craden there in 9th. Driving pretty respectfully at Mew. Not losing a great deal to Craden. And PB leading out with 3.3 second gap over Paulie. Screech, because Ryan picked that little penalty's got some breathing room, so Ryan's out of the slipstream. And now Screechy's not able to defend. He's actually closing up on Foxy. Foxy's definitely doing a bit of fuel saving. Now Screech broke that slipstream, Ryan's just dropping way back. Gad. Hippie, not too far behind Nick there. Could we see a repeat as they go through Brussels? And into the complex. Stoner Car Care. Not close enough this time. Screech is definitely starting to close up, and Ryan's clawing his way back into that slipstream. Lap 5 of 15. PB with a 4-second gap and also with the fastest lap. Paulie picked up a little penalty there. Foxy realised these pair. Ryan firmly closed up on Screechy again now. So it doesn't make the same mistake as they go through Blanchemont. Firmly in that slipstream, he's righting through Blanchemont and down to the chicane. Screechy gets nice and planted. Hitting the apex, he's leaving Ryan nowhere to go. So Paulie in the pits. Riding into the pits as well. Paulie definitely needed to pits. PB still with a fair bit of fuel, so that puts Foxy in second. Screechy in third. Gad's up into fourth. Nick and Hippie side by side as they go into La Source. Brilliant driving by the pair of them there. And Nick just drops in behind Hippie. Craden there in 7th. To Eau Rouge. I think he will. The Screech will probably stop out for another lap or two. In fact, I thought he was gapping him out, but now Nick's closing in. Heading into the braking zone for Malmedy. Just not close enough. So through they go. Lap 6. PB leading it now. Foxy in second. Screechy there in third. Hopefully Screechy's got enough fuel to get round to the pits. Foxy was still with bags of fuel. Gad also running on fumes. Hippie absolute loads. Nick certainly that NSX fuel forever. So Mew there, Nate. So Mew's got in front to go. Paulie there. 6 seconds in front of Wrighton after their pit stops. But yeah, Screech now 2.5 seconds behind Foxy. Screech definitely closing in. Definitely see that Aston in his rear view mirror now. Heading to Blanchemont for the 6th time. And there's PB into the pits. Will Foxy be staying out? And he is. Screechy into the pits. Gad definitely into the pits. Hippie and Nick staying out. Mew there in 7th. Clayton becoming in the pits as well. Paulie there, 9th place. Holding that 6 second gap over Wrighton. Fox is still going. Hippie up into second place, and some brilliant driving by Hippie's opened the gap up between him and Nick. Possibly could be too big a gap as they head into Eau Rouge for him to catch him on the Camel. But he's eaten into it. Just out the slipstream zone. So Ryan comes across the line. PB's out. Porter there in 6th, Ryan in 7th. Screech comes out just behind Ryan, so you called it, Matt, well done. Got there in 9th. Graydon coming out in 10th. Foxy. Foxy's going to have to come this lap. Oh, Hippie. Still got a couple more laps of fuel left. Nick's not going to get much further. So Mew all the way up into 4th place with PB right behind him. PB after the pit stop's 19-second gap. He's got over Paul Lee in 6th, right in there in 7th. Screechy there in 8th. Foxy leading us out. Hippie in 2nd. Nick in 3rd. Oh no, Nick's looking like he'll be running on fumes when he gets to the pits. Foxy should be just about okay. I imagine Hippie will come in just to... So PB's got his way past Mew. Paulie there, opening the gap up and riding. Screechy seems to drop back a little bit, and there's Foxy into the pits. Hippie staying out. Nick now into the pits. Already had a bit more fuel than I thought he would have. So PB coming into the chicane. It looks definitely like PB's doing a two-stopper. Can't imagine that fuel will last him to the end. And Hippie still going. Foxy, new rubber on. Paulie right now just coming up to the line. Foxy fueling up. On his way out. There's Wrighton comes round the corner, and there's Foxy. So Wrighton's beat Foxy there as well. Foxy's just going to get out in front of Screechy and Gad though. So at the moment, Hippie still to pit. But PB, he's closing up on him. Paulie puts him into that gap that PB they got. And it's took a second out of Wrighton. But Wrighton's going to have a charge in Foxy. Foxy's filled that tank to the full. I can imagine we're going to see some full gas slapping by Foxy now. Screech there in 6th place. Gad in 7th. Nick in 8th. Mew in 9th. Graydon there in 10th place. Hippie still leading it out. Just coming into the final corner of the complex. Not much further to go. Then PB. A couple more corners to go. Paulie. He's got that Scooby going really nicely. Wrighton, 3.5 second gap back to Foxy, who has a 3-second gap on Screechy. And in fact, Gad is starting to close up on Screech now. Nick there in 7th, in 8th, I apologise. Mew in 9th, Graydon in 10th. And there's Hippie into the pits. 2% fuel. PB now just coming down to the chicane. I have a feeling PB might be coming in this lap as well. And he is. Done short stints on the hards. I imagine Paulie's going to the end. He's coming up to finish lap 8. To the chicane he comes. Foxy got that under 3 seconds now from right-hand. So Paulie just about to go into the lead. PB just got to the pits. Hippie fueling up. Paulie leading out from right in second. Foxy in third. Screechy in fourth. Gadding. No, Hippie coming back out in fourth. But he's just going to get consumed by these gaggle of cars coming behind. PB's come back out in 8th place. Screech now. I imagine you're going to get real close to Hippie. Remember, Hippie's on the hards. Everyone else is on the mediums. To Malmedy. Hippie drastically trying to get some heat into them tyres. So after a round of pit stops, Paulie's leading it out from right in second. Foxy in third. Hippie in fourth. Screechy in fifth. Gadd in 6th. Nick in 7th. PB in 8th. Mew in 9th. Creighton just coming out now in 10th place. Foxy's not closing up on Brighton though. In fact, Hippie's both gapped out on Screechy. Screechy's having to be careful because he's got Gadd right behind him. Gadd's got to be careful because Nick's there as well. The final few corners of the complex we go. I'll leave the front boys to their racing. But it's this battle for 5th. Oh, and Gadd unfortunately picks up a penalty. So did Screechy. So Nick's going to be the winner out of these, because these two need to serve penalties. Screech gets rid of his. Gadd does the same. Nick's needs to be careful he didn't, as they head into Blanchemont. So Screech unfortunately dropped down to 7th. So Paulie's still leading it out. We're right in 2nd. Foxy in 3rd. Just not getting any closer. Nick in 5th. Gadd in 6th. Screechy in 7th. PB in 8th. Mew in 9th. Creighton there in 10th place. And Paulie driving like a champion. 6 laps to go. As he heads down the Kemmel. Right, and can't seem to get anywhere close to Paulie. Foxy, he is starting to go quicker. It's getting quicker every lap. It's not actually closing up. Hippie cruising along. In fact, Hippie, I think Hippie was doing some fuel saving, and now he's letting that 4C go because he's leaving Nick behind him. Gadd and Screech, after the unfortunate penalties, trying to recoup after they go through Brussels. Heading down to Double Gauche on the complex. Paulie, and in fact, Paulie must have had a little blip because Wrighton's closed up a little. Foxy in 3rd with Hippie in 4th. And as they head through the complex, Nick is closing up slightly because Gadd's just that little bit too far back. He's making use of it. Screechy there in 7th, PB in 8th, Mew there in 9th, Craden in 10th, Paulie now into the chicane, doing lap 10. Right, a little bit more fuel than Paulie. Foxy with gallons of fuel. Start 11. Nick just on the cusp of that slipstream zone. Gad can't seem to get any closer. Let's head up to the source. Nicely around there. PB. Slowly starting to draw these guys in. But whatever happened to Paulie, he's clocked it back up. Right, and there, going along the 2nd. But now Foxy! 2.5 seconds back. So headed to Malmedy. Got him hitting the exit. Apex is like a true pro. Pedal to the metal. To Brussels. It is. It really is. Kills you. Paulie keeping that 6.5 seconds. We're right in there in 2nd. Hippie. Under massive pressure from Nick there. Still with 4 laps to go. Through the double gauche. Nick's closing right up. Gad has no answer. Screech is just dropping back and he can drop into the clutches of PB. Paulie's definitely going to have to pit. Burning way too much fuel. I do wonder whether Wrighton's got enough to last the race. As you can see, Foxy, plenty of fuel. Paulie is into the pits. Nothing separating Nick and Hippie. Through the chicane they go. Right, as he goes through the source. I'll be very surprised if he's going off fuel to last 3 laps. I just can't see it happening. Definitely. There's no disputing that. Foxy's in the zone now. It gets a bit ragged. The old commentator's curse. Hippie and Nick through a rouge. Yes. Nick just flew by us as if Hippie wasn't even there. But now Hippie's in that slipstream zone. Gad, because these two have been fighting, Gad's closing up. Heading down to Brussels. Paulie came back out in 8th place, just in front of Mew. PB. Screech just says, off you go. But he's not closing up. Wrighton. Oh god, yeah. There's no way Wrighton's going to manage 3.5 laps. I think he's already started a bit of fuel saving. Or it could just be the pros driving style, just clawing back in. Can Nick keep hold of that 3rd place? So they go through the complex. Hippie get the run on him again. Final corner of the complex. Just gotta hold on to that slipstream. Just drop it back. Just nothing he can do about it. I do think the slipstream might be a bit short, and yeah, he is. Rightens into the picks. As Foxy comes up to the line. It's unfortunate for Wrighton. So Foxy is into the lead. He's got a 9-second lead over Nick. With Hippie in third, Gad in fourth, PB in fifth, Screechy in sixth. Can we see Wrighton still not into the pits? Paulie comes into the chicane. Pits. Got to fuel for those last few laps. Onto lap 13. Through La Source. So Foxy, a comfortable lead. Nick in second. Gad in third. Gad's done the move on Hippie. Kemmel is not nice to that 4C. Through Malmedy and then down to Brussels. PB now 6.8 seconds behind these guys. Just not close enough. But he started to open up the gap on Screechy. Paulie there in 7th. New in 8th. Right in 9th. Crane on 10. Yeah, Hippie's on some hards. He did the first off of me, but now he's pressuring Gad. Gad's on very warm mediums. The final part of the complex. Hippie firmly jammed up that bumper, make the most of that car in front speed, cutting through the air for him, allowing his little nippy big bugger to fly along. Thought about it as I went through Blanchemont, but with these two fights allowing Nick to pull away. So I believe Wrighton's come out in 9th place, then into the chicane. Yep. Foxy leaning out, Nick in 2nd, Gad in 3rd, Hippie in 4th. It's true. Into La Source for the penultimate time. Nice and tight there by Hippie. Connected to Gad's bumper as they head down the hill towards that, and the hill up to Eau Rouge. Hippie certainly got the drive there. Heading along around the corner to Malmedy. And I just need to check the left. Les Coombs, then Malmedy, I apologise. So that's Les Coombs. Then Malmedy. Round they go. Into Brussels. And he's closing rapidly. Heading down to Double Gauche. Well spotted, Matt. I hadn't noticed how close. Oh, a little bit of contact. So we're just just have a quick look. In fact, I don't want to leave this battle. .2 seconds back to the final corner of the complex and onto the straight. PB now less than 2 seconds behind these two. Here they go to Blanchemont. There's 1.3 seconds behind these cars. Into the chicane. And he's caught them. Can PB do a spectacular move? Hippie going for the inside there to the source. He's got it. And onto the final lap. He's got that inside line for the source, but then he's got Gad and PB up his chuff. And PB's already making the move on Gad, and he does. So PB already through on Gad as they head into Eau Rouge and onto the Kemmel. PB making the move. And just flew past Hippie like he wasn't there. Gad's looking to make that same move on Hippie. Just not close enough. And again, Matt, you called it again. So now we just have a look. Foxy, he's leading us out. Nick in second. PB into third place. Hippie in fourth. Gad in fifth. Screechy in sixth. Paulie in 7th, Ryden in 8th, and in fact, Ryden's not too far behind Paulie. Mew, respectable 9th place, Graydon there in 10th. PB and Hippie, they're flying away from Gad. I think Gad's worried about running out of fuel. PB's not caring, he's just going for it. But Hippie's not give up on that podium himself yet. Pushing all the way. The final part of the complex. Hippie got a better line coming out there. Oh, Hippie's gone very wide. That could have scuppered him. Just dropping out to that slipstream. PB's pushing for his life. Got maybe 1-2 litres of fuel left. Hippie there in 4th place. Gad's dropped back. I believe Gad's about to run out of fuel into the chicane. Hippie's just not close enough. And there's Foxy with the win. Nick in second. He's run out of fuel. PB across the line in 3rd with Hippie in 4th. Gad there in 5th. Run out of fuel. Screechy coming to the line in 6th. Paulie there in 7th. Ryden with a penalty. Comes over in 8th. And Mew on cruise control for the win. In 9th place. And they're Creighton in 10th. Somehow Ryden snuck in the fastest lap. Fair play to him. So Foxy with the win. Nick in second. PB in 3rd. Hippie in 4th. Gad, even though they were out of full, held on to 5th. Screechy in 6th. Paulie in 7th. Right. in 8th, Mew in 9th, Caden with the top 10. So Foxy there with the win. Fair play to you, dude. Did some brilliant fuel saving to start the race, mate. Just save that video. Let's a quick look at the result. So Foxy with a win, Nick in 2nd, PB 3rd, Hippie in 4th, Gad in 5th, Screechy in 6th, Paulie in 7th, Ryan in 8th, Mew in 9th, Creighton in 10th, and Ryan with the fastest lap. So now we just change over to the Marmite. So our Marmite car tonight is an Alpine VGT. Looks like Mew may have been practicing this one. Mew were using a bit of a Deadpool-like style livery there. Oh no, it's just the way the lights are on it. Not your usual line by right in there. Interesting, everyone's little helmets popping out the top of the car. Good race though there, guys. It's a car with big holes in it. Big holes. Oh, look at that. It opens its flaps to brake. Sorry, that was just a kid in me. Gets its flaps open to slow down. Okay. It's a flapper. It's almost like that Aston on the swing that popped out at Monza. But it certainly looks like Mew's had a bit of practicing on this. I do love how those flaps come out there. Some interesting lines going on by right there. Just Hippie needs to come on track. So Wrighton, as always, he needs to be careful because I will start the race, and if he's on intermediates or wet tyres, he's not going to have long. Minute 20. Could I be as evil and start the race right now? You know what? I think I could. To drive his wet tyre up. Who am I to complain? So as always, reverse grid, rolling start. Tyre weight is times 6, fuel is times 5. Starting fuel is 100%. Craden's in a position that he dislikes, being up front. So Craden just coming up to the line. So up to PB, into the pit, into the chicane. And over the line they go. Heading down to the source. Got them all opening their flaps. Oh, bit tail happy by Mew there. So they head up to their rouge for the first time. Right, they're in 4th place. No, Wrighton in 3rd, screeching 4th. Paulie's already dropped back into 5th. Paulie got the drive. Using a polo livery, so Paulie already up into 3rd place. Paulie certainly seems to really enjoy these Marmite races. Mew giving Craden some pressure. I think Malmedy head down to Brussels. Brussels, so Mew leading us out, Craden in 2nd, Paulie, not sure if it's there, picked up a pen, gets off the race line to clear the way, so Screechy up into 4th, oh no, that was a, Paulie's already dropped down into 6th place, so if we have a look, Mew leading it out from Craden. Craden made the move back on him as they're going through the complex. Mew and Craden battling it out, Screechy in 3rd, Gad in 4th, Wrighton in 5th, Paulie in 6th, but Paulie now under pressure from Hippie. In 7th place, PB in 8th, Nick in 9th, Fuxie back in 10th place, Mew still leading it out. And there's Gad's making the push for Screech. Just give you a little bit of heads up. Gad is leading out of Marmite. A 4-point lead over Screechy in second. We're nicking third, 13 points back from Screech. Gad's made the move on Screech. Screech makes the move straight back into the chicane. Just about manages to hold it. Craden just hitting the exit. Screech in second. Gad in third. But Mew still leading out with 3.5 second gap over Screechy in second. Gad in third. Craden now in fourth play. Brighton in fifth. Nick in sixth. Hippie in seventh. Paulie in eighth. PB in ninth. Foxy back in 10th place. Gad's making the move on Screechy now as they go down the kennel. Gad's made it. Got the inside line for Lacoombs. Screech just sneaks in behind. Look at them all flapping about. Screech and Craden there for third and fourth. Coming down at Malmedy and heading now down to Brussels. Gad not managed to get away for them. Unlike good friend Mew, the tryhard, he's flying. We'll just keep an eye on this. And this is a whole gaggle of cars. So you got Screech in third, Craden in fourth, Nick in fifth, Paulie back up into sixth place, Hippie in seventh, Brighton in eighth, PB there in ninth, Foxy back in 10th place. But Mew, 3.6 seconds in the lead of Gad in second. Screechy in third. So Nick's made his move on Craden. A pink flaps and slowly moving further back. Paulie and Hippie not living right in any room. He is swarming there. Gad's got some clear air between him and Screechy. There's a battle further down. Hippie there in seventh. Now PB's got past Righton. Righton, that'll be a penalty, I bet. And then Blanchemont and then break into the chicane. And like I said, that would be a penalty, Righton, and it was. Not sure what happened to Hippie. So we're leading out. Mew still with 3 seconds lead over Gad in second. Screechy there in third. Managed to get some gap between him and Nick. In fourth. Craden still going well, respectable 5th place. Paulie there in 6th. PB in 7th. Righton in 8th. Foxy they're starting to close up in 9th. And Hippie's had to pull out. Not sure why, but he's had to leave the race. Oh, can we see what happened to? Unfortunate penalty there for Screech, means him dropping down to 5th place, right in front of Paulie. Alright, I thought you had the right car. Okay, fair enough. Thank you for letting me know, Hippie. Appreciate it. So on lap 3, Mew have an absolute awesome race there, leading it out. Gad in second. Nick in third, Craden 4th place, Screechy there in 5th, Paulie in 6th, PB in 7th, Righton in 8th, Foxy in 9th place. Don't think anyone will need any fuel in this race. We come up to finishing lap 3. Everyone seems to be gapping out now. Nobody really, except for Ryan, who just seems to be going all over the shop. He's having all them tonics. He's weighing his car down. Foxy, I'll just swarm him up in a moment. Carry on racing. Gad's still not closing up on. So just having a look at something here. To be fair, Hippie, you'd have been fine. Some people are in the normal one and some aren't. Gad's still not closing in. So Mew on lap 4, still leading by 3.3 seconds, with Gad in second, Nick in third, Screechy there in fourth place, Creighton in fifth, Paulie in sixth, PB in seventh, Foxy in eighth, and Wright there in ninth. So Wright must have had some serious off there. Oh no, it was a Mew still leading, but Gad, he's now starting to close, but he's gapped out Nick in third, Screechy there in fourth place, Paulie in fifth, Creighton, that's Creighton there, dropped down in sixth, now coming under pressure from PB, and Foxy. Like I say, it's easy enough saying now. Right there, back in ninth place. Mew. Now Nick's got the fastest lap, starting lap 5, so we have a half race distance. As Gad just used a little bit too much fuel. This looks like it could be very interesting, the final lap. In fact, Creighton's realising that he's perhaps needed to see with Mew. Looks like Mew overpowered. It's fueled to the matter. 3.9 second lead over Gad in second, and now it's got Nick closing in. I wonder if Gad's just done a little bit of fuel saving, while Nick's just carried on. Screechy there in fourth, Paulie in fifth, in his polo livery, PB in sixth, Ryan in seventh, so Ryan's got back around Foxy in eighth, Creighton now just coming out of the pits in ninth, but Mew now 4 seconds in the lead, going strong, about 3.5 laps to go. Gad's managed to start pulling that lead back out on Nick. Screechy, bit of no man's land. Paulie now under some pressure from PB. Interesting to see the difference between the two cars, if there is any. And we've also got Foxy, he's managed to get his nose back in front of Wrighton. Can PB get in front of Paulie as they head out the complex and on towards Blanchemont? PB looks like he's got the drive. He's going to be on the outside for Blanchemont. Paulie's going to have that inside. Side by side they go, and he just flies straight past him. Foxy has opened a bit of a gap on Paulie now. Heading down to the chicane. Mew over the line, start lap 6. His leads took a bit of a beating, but Gad's got to be careful. He's got Nick right up his truffer. But it'll be interesting to see how these do with their fuel. So just under 3 laps through Eau Rouge. Not straight a line by Nick there. Side by side, but because they just flew past Gad. Both about the same field there, screeching back in 4th place. PB in 5th, Paulie in 6th, Foxy in 7th, Ryan in 8th, Craig in 9th. Hughes opened his lead back up to 3.5. Possibly because Nick's having to defend from Gad now. It's all working in Mew's favour as they head down to Double Gorge. Round the corner they go. So from what I can see, the race version's got the crosses on the lights, the normal one hasn't. We know Mew's got the crosses, so Nick's has, Nick's is different. Gad's is the right one, Screech is the right one, PB's is the right one, Paulie's is a different one. Foxy's is right. Ryan's is. So it's Mew. Starting laps, penultimate lap. Still leading it out from Nick in 2nd, Gad in 3rd, Screechy in 4th, PB in 5th, Paulie in 6th, but Paulie now coming under pressure from Foxy. Start the penultimate lap. Nick's still with the fastest lap. Foxy to come flying past. So yeah, the ones with the wrong car haven't got the wing on the back. But Mew driving like an absolute legend with Nick in 2nd. I think Gad's realised about the fuel. He's allowing Nick to get it, just go. Start to do a bit of fuel save to make sure he's got enough to last to the end of the race. Mew's drove a brilliant tactical race so far. Fuel saved, got his nose in front and just left them behind. Into the Double Gorge. With Nick there in 2nd. As you can see, Nick is into the red. Has he got enough fuel to get another lap? Gad's not dropped into it, Screechy has. So I imagine Screechy's now fuel saving like a mother. PB there in 5th, with Foxy in 6th, Paulie in 7th, Ryan not too far behind in 8th, Craig in there in 10th. Mew leading us out. Nick and Gad, 1.4 seconds separating them. Screechy there in 4th. PB and Foxy. Foxy's got some experience points. It's a matter of whether. And I think Nick has started to do a bit of fuel saving. Mew start the final lap. Nick there in 2nd, Gad in 3rd, Screechy there in 4th. He's got the time to fuel save. PB's got his hands full, keeping Foxy in his rear view mirror. Paulie there in 7th. Plenty of fuel for Paulie. Right in there in 8th. There's no way Wrighton's going to get to the end of the race. Craden there in 9th. He might catch Wrighton. Mew down the Kemmel for the final time. Nick just going for it. I think Gad's gone more conservative. I think Screech has been a bit... Can we see what happened? Side by side, a little bit of contact through Eau Rouge. So Foxy there up into 5th place, PB down in 6th. And just followed, went to that replay. Yep. Paulie's managed to get his nose in front of PB. And we watch our race winner. 5 seconds in the clear of Nick in 2nd. Nick must be running on fumes. Gad there in 3rd. Screechy also. Fume busting. Foxy in 5th. Paulie in 6th. PB in 7th. Wrighton, and as I said, Wrighton's out of fuel. So Craden's up into 8th place. Wrighton's dropped back into 9th. Yep, Nick's out of fuel. Gad's going to get that a little bit further than him. Same's happened for Screechy, he's out of fuel, so he's dropped down into 6th. Paulie. So Mew across the line for the win. Well done, Mew. Superb result, mate. Well pleased for you. So Mew with the win. Gad comes to the line and crosses in 2nd. Foxy, PB in 4th. Gad in 2nd. Foxy in 3rd. Can carry and now catch Screechy. He could. Foxy in 3rd. And he does. And Craden up into 7th place. Paulie across the line in 5th. Nick in 6th. Craden gets a nice respectable 7th. Screech across the line in 8th. And Wrighton will be in 9th. And even though he didn't finish, I'll still give him some points. So Nick with the fastest lap as well. Well done, Mew. Great result. That race caught a few out though, Nick. Gad was wise to it. Unless he had the stream up so he could listen. So there we go. Quick look at the results. So there's a Mew with the win, Gad in 2nd, Foxy in 3rd, PB in 4th, Paulie in 5th, Nick in 6th, Crane in 7th, Screechy in 8th, Wrighton in 9th, Hippie in 10th. Yes, Screech has raised the question. point, I'm going to say goodnight, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you all soon. Bye, bye.